just mixing up my epoxy. It's just a 1-to-1 ratio. And I'm going to be adding some alcohol inks to this. I've got Mermaid, a little bit of butterscotch for the beach. Just going to add some depth to the cup. And I have Sailboat Blue. And it's really to your liking, whatever you think is going to match well with the colors of your glitter already. I'm also going to put aside a little epoxy and mix some white acrylic paint. Just any craft white acrylic paint will do. And that's going to go in the white parts. Just kind of give that a little bit of depth, and we're going to put it up in the sky too to make it look like clouds. Alright, so a little bit of this epoxy I'm just putting in a small cup so I can add my white to it, and slather the epoxy onto my cup so that way when you're starting to drop your alcohol inks in, it'll have something to move in. And since I'm covering up some pretty chunky glitter that's a little rough, I'm going to take my torch and just kind of go over it real quickly just to try to eliminate most of those bubbles. And I put a little bit of white in this epoxy that I set aside. You don't need too much. So like I said before, I didn't sand it down because I know I'm going to be putting a third coat of epoxy on top of here, and that should smooth it all out because I'm going to be putting a decal on some flip-flops with a monogram. So that last layer should get it nice and smooth, and if that last layer does not, I'll put one more last final thin coat, and then I'll take care of every little bump that's on there. So with this, I'm just going to start drizzling. Hopefully I didn't put too much white in there. It was just a couple drops, but as you can see, it makes it a little stringy. Just start out with a little, because you can always add more, but you can't take it away. It's a little bit more stringy than what I would like, but I think it'll be okay. Once you start the heat gun on it, it'll start moving it. So I was kind of debating on whether to put the micas in or not, but I've got this really pretty blue mica powder. It's turquoise. It's really pretty blue, so I've got a little bit of epoxy left over. I'm going to mix it in with some epoxy. Drizzle that on. really, really good. Do any chunks of blue powder in there. A little bit of mermaid. And this is just a little bit more clear epoxy, just because I'm not real crazy about how the mermaid blue is not moving as much as I want it to. I don't want it to look blobby. I want it to have some movement to it and look even. And let's see. So now mix some of my epoxy with this mica. Is Aztec Gold. It's also very pretty. Just to put a little bit more down here in the sand. Just because I can't really help myself. Oh my gosh, that is so pretty. I should probably stop at this point, but it's just so pretty. You really gotta have patience with these things, because, you know, as it turns, it keeps changing its looks. is goopy. Very goopy. Alright, let's get some of this gold moving around. Move, move. Tell you what, alcohol inks are my new favorite medium to work with. There's just so many different things you can do with them. So I think I'll finish up by putting the rest of my clear on up here. For some reason I have the worst luck with epoxy coming off the rim of my cup. And if anybody has any pointers on that besides just layer after layer of epoxy, please put that in the comments for me. This is looking. Nope, too much there. It's alright. It'll flow. It'll self-level. All those good things. Okay, you can tell I put too much heat to that spot right there because I know too much heat will also make that epoxy pull away a little bit. Sometimes I'll build up my turner so my epoxy will run the opposite way just for a little while, so that it'll slope and run that way a little bit. But this is gorgeous. This is gorgeous. This is gorgeous. This, okay, I think it'll be gorgeous. All right, here's a better view. A little bit better light, maybe too much light, but look at those gold mica powders in there. And the butterscotch alcohol ink, some of the mermaid alcohol inks.